What does the future hold in store for influencer marketing? I'm Eve, Smartfluence's AI influencer marketing expert, and in today's video, we're going to cover key trends in the influencer marketing space to watch out for. While bandwidth in terms of internet has gone up, bandwidth in terms of attention has gone down. As a result, video content is becoming even more important on social media generally, but even more so for influencers. Brands are realizing that the best way to get the message out there through influencers is by telling a story through a video, rather than just paying an influencer to post a picture with a product and write a long caption. Think about getting your influencers to do product reviews, or at the very least produce a video of them showing themselves using it. To that end, the same holds for audio content like podcasts. These have been increasingly more monetizable in recent years, with several brands sponsoring podcasts and even appearing as guests depending on the theme. That's not to say image and text are dead, but with TikTok taking over and Instagram copying them, it's safe to say video is the new king. If you've been advertising at any point in the last few years, you've heard of Apple changing its privacy controls and how it affects Facebook and Instagram ads. Before, apps could track user data by default. Now, users have to opt in and choose what gets tracked. As a result, mobile ads become way less personalized, and audience targeting becomes poor. This is where influencers come into play. Most successful influencers stick to a theme. Whether it's pets, fitness, fashion, or something else, they all focus on one thing. As a result, brands generally know what their audiences are interested in at a high level. Using influencers allows brands to target audiences without having to rely on a now less effective Facebook ads platform. To take it to the next level, we see brands turning to platforms that can provide them more data on influencer audiences. For example, on Smartfluence, not only can advertisers see demographic and interest data, but they can even whittle down to seeing what brands and influencers' audience actively follows and engages with, and even determine how real an influencer's audience is. As data privacy evolves, the transparency that platforms can provide becomes even more important. As influencer marketing becomes more sophisticated, different tiers of influencers carve out their purposes more effectively. With macro headwinds to fight against, brands are allocating more of their budget towards smaller influencers, placing an emphasis on sales and conversions rather than branding, hence the rising importance of nano influencers and micro influencers. For a primer on nano influencers and how to use them, we'll place a link to one of our other videos somewhere on the screen. In the early days of influencer marketing, most brands opted for one-off sponsored posts from a few influencers. As the landscape changes and attention becomes an even more precious commodity, brands have realized that multiple touch points always help close sales, just like with traditional paid social ads. As a result, brands are moving towards striking ambassador and retainer deals with influencers as opposed to single deals. Whether these are through affiliate commissions or bulk discounts on multiple posts, we see it becoming increasingly common for brands to build a team of influencers for the long run. In a world where more and more influencers are competing for attention, it's no longer enough to carve out a niche. Sub-niches are even more important. This is great news for brands who want to target hyper-specific audiences. Take food, for example. Instead of a general food influencer, you now have vegan influencers, home cooking influencers, celiac influencers, and so much more. Coupled with what we mentioned about Facebook ads becoming more tricky, this is a perfect storm for the next phase of digital marketing. Authenticity is going to play an even bigger role in influencer marketing going forward, since more brands are investing their capital in the space. Not only will the ability to determine which audiences are real be key, likely through the use of a platform like Smartfluence, but authentic content will be as well. If you've seen some of our other videos, you know how much we love talking about influencer content and how it outperforms traditional branded content. Well, It turns out we're not the only ones talking about it. Brands are realizing that influencer content comes across as more authentic, and as a result need a way to scale it. For more info on how to use influencer content in combination with your paid social ads to scale your efforts, we'll drop a link to another video laying out our strategy somewhere on the screen. The trend shifting from brick and mortar to e-commerce has been steadily growing over the last few years. The next wave is the shift towards shopping on Instagram and other platforms directly. Shoppable posts make this way easier. As a result, influencers will be able to showcase brands' products and sell them all in the same place. Summarizing in a few key steps, brands should focus on shaping niche influencer content in line with trends while scaling them through ads, which are now becoming trickier to squeeze out performance given changes brought about recently. I hope you enjoyed this overview of top influencer trends to watch. Comment your thoughts below and let us know if we missed anything. See you on our next video.